In this video, character profiles for Arthur Birling and Sybil Birling. Add to your existing knowledge or remind yourself of some revision essentials. Don't forget to like, subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our new content. Let me remind you about Arthur Birling. He's described in the opening stage direction as a heavy-looking, rather portentous man in his middle 50s with fairly easy manners but rather provincial in his speech. Mr. Birling thinks of himself as a self-made man. It's suggested that he comes from a humbler background than the luxury lifestyle that he now lives would lead us to think. He mentions working harder and being shorter of cash in the old days. Despite having been Lord Mayor of Brumley and trying to intimidate the inspector with his high connections, some of his comments to Gerald at the beginning of the play demonstrate that he feels inferior to Sir George Croft and his older and bigger company. Even so, Birling is a wealthy man who demands respect but rarely gives it in return. He likes the sound of his own voice, but his assertions about the war and the Titanic are completely misled, and the playwright uses dramatic irony as a device to highlight Birling's foolishness. The audience can see how self-important and ridiculous Birling is, but he doesn't have the self-awareness to recognise his own failings. His wife is Sybil Birling, who is described as about 50, a rather cold woman and her husband's social superior. Sybil is a prominent member of the Brumley Women's Charity Organisation, which is ironic because she doesn't seem like a charitable person at all, and throughout the play she doesn't do anything to defend women's rights. For Sybil, it's important to be seen to be doing the right thing according to her position in society. She sees this as more important than listening to the thoughts and the feelings of her children. She's not a caring and compassionate mother, but she does at least attempt to protect Sheila and Eric from interrogation, although whether this is out of motherly love or the desire to keep up appearances is open to debate. She certainly doesn't appear terribly supportive when she mistakenly badmouths her son for his role in the death of Eva/Daisy. There's no hint of romantic love between Sybil and her husband, but she is supportive of Arthur and his business dealings. She might have been born into a higher class than Birling, but as a respectable upper-class woman, she accepts her place in society. And given that the action takes place before the suffrage movement, Sybil would have been expected to be dutiful to her husband, something that she carries off. If you want this information in written form, then check out our revision guide on the Twinkle website. You can also find a whole load more revision videos on our YouTube channel. Please check those out. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.